Good evening. I'm Kelly Hughes. I'm the principal at Sauk Elementary School, joined by the assistant principal.
Ms. Gonzalez, it is wonderful to meet you all.
So at Sauk, we are focused on soaring to excellence this year. And so to start addressing the four questions, what do we want our students to learn? We are also going to be focusing on the priority standards. We have taken a look at those in conjunction with our test results from last school year, and there are a couple of them that we identified as areas of growth. We want to make sure that we are supporting our students with citing textual evidence in ELA. We notice that even when they can answer questions about the text, them being able to find the specific piece of evidence that is in the text that supports their answer is an area that our students struggle with, and so that's something we'll be focusing on more this year. They also struggle with summarizing text, and so we're going to be making sure that we're giving them multiple opportunities to summarize and paraphrase in their own words, and that we're focusing on writing. Whether it is the math assessment or the ELA assessment, both of them require them to be able to explain their thinking and to provide details. And so we're going to be making sure that we spend a lot of time this year on writing and on academic vocabulary. In addition to the priority standards, we identified 3 to 4 standards at each grade level that our students struggled in the most. That means that if I'm in 5th grade, those 4th grade standards we need to make sure we're covering right at the beginning of the year so that we can fill those gaps. And then for our 4th grade team, looking at what did we do with these standards that didn't work so that we don't have those same gaps at the end of this school year. That led to us having to focus on the expressions and equations domain in 6th grade. School-wide, you can go to the next slide. That focus on ELA looks like Writing Wednesdays. We're going to be focusing on narrative writing and the writing knowledge. Our students struggle with the conventions of standard English, and our 5th grade classes had the lowest growth for our for ELA, and so we will have a PLC for our 5th grade teachers where we're focusing on just ELA and we're focusing on writing, where those teachers will be bringing in samples of student work and we'll be scoring it and looking at it together. Mrs. Gonzalez and I will be in classes every Wednesday watching students write with the idea that they build a portfolio, 38 weeks of school, looking at how they start at the beginning of the year and how their writing progresses over time. And then for math, we're also going to be incorporating those Writing Wednesdays, and we'll have a PLC for 4th grade and 6th grade that is focused on math. We really want to focus on how our students are building their mental math and basic facts. They struggle with our multi-step problems and with word problems, and so we want to make sure we're giving them the opportunity to not only do the procedural work, but to also be able to explain their thinking and have conceptual understanding. And so we're adding in math talks at the first 5 minutes of every math block. It's mental math, but it's also requiring them to explain it. And so if I can't explain it, I can listen to my classmate explain it so that I can start to hear it in student-friendly language and practice writing it. We also recognize that they need to have more type 2 and type 3 problems. When we looked at what types of questions they were getting wrong, the more complex the problem got, the more steps that the problems required, the more they got them wrong. And so we're going to make sure that we're giving them more at-bats with that in the classroom where they can struggle through it in a safe space. So the next question is, how will we know if they learned it?
Okay, so while we are going to be in the classroom looking at type 2, type 3 problems and getting through the intricacy of those problem sets, we are going to then ask our teams of teachers to come to our PLCs where we gather as a team collaboratively and we are engaging in protocols that are looking at student work with the purpose of how are students showing mastery, what's the feedback we're giving to students to further develop their mastery. Whether they're at a low level, medium level, high level, all students need to grow no matter what. And we are showing that investment also in asking our teachers to co-observe one another and give each other feedback. In addition to, of course, Principal Hughes and myself will be in the classroom regularly giving additional feedback so they are getting that well-rounded, robust piece of how can we better serve our students, period. We also are going to be engaging in Kagan structures, which other schools have brought up as well. We are doing it as well, and so that'll be a uniformity.
We're also going to continue doing our common assessments. We give common assessments every week. The first week is ELA, followed by math the second week. And we use retired IAR questions so that our students are also seeing similar questions to what they're going to get at the end of the year. And then every week at grade level meetings, we then look at those and they're aligned to our scope and sequence and our pacing guides. All of our teachers came in over the summer and we looked at our pacing guides from last year and looked at how we did and said, where do we need to make revisions at? And then when students aren't learning it, what are we going to do? We're having intervention days. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're having our academic focus for interventions. We're doing writing on Wednesdays. And then on Mondays and Fridays, we are doing SEL and team building. And that is 40 dedicated minutes where teachers are able to pull small groups and work with them. We have small group time built into our ELA and our math block. And so we have periods of the block that is a full group instruction. And then we have times where our teachers are pulling kids. These 4 didn't get it, or you're struggling in this and you're going to come in the back. All of our pairs are also going to be working with pairs of students so that every adult in the building has groups of students in front of them and that our students who are struggling the most have a smaller ratio. And so if I am struggling the most, it means I'm sitting 1 or 2 with an adult so that I can get the intensive support that I need. We also have lunchtime tutoring. Our lunch block is 40 minutes. They can do 20 minutes where they do a lunch and learn so that they can also have additional academic time, and students and parents can sign up for after-school tutoring. And then at the 4th grade level, we have grandmothers who come in, and they come in 3 days a week. And so 3 of our 4th grade classes have then a grandmother who comes in and they quiz them in the hallway. They're reading to them. They're doing math facts. And then we're adding a math problem of the week so that we can also try to boost our math scores and get them more engaged. And so every week, students will have an opportunity to get the problem of the week on Monday. They get to work on it throughout the week with their friends. They can work on it at home. And then when they bring those problem of the weeks in, you go into a raffle if you got them. And so we're trying to get them energized. Though it supports our core learning, it won't be tied to your unit. So it might be a puzzle. It'll be something that is more fun, but that also gives us more practice at math. Of course, it just went off. And so when students have it already and we want to enrich them, not only do we have our tutoring and we've got our gifted program, but we also have built-in time into some of our special schedules where for our students who are exceeding, they get pulled out. Instead of going to an intervention hour, they've got fun activities planned that are also academic related. We also have a math team that one of our teachers started last year. And so last year we were only able to do the last set of competitions. We'll be competing 3 times this year. And so at each grade level, we'll have a team of 5 students who participates based on their scores. We're going to be asking parents to come in so that we can have additional engagement so that we can push our students. And we're also going to be doing a parent survey and a student survey to see what students are interested in and what parents are interested in and having at the school so that we can get everybody engaged to enrich our students, with the idea that we hit our goals. And so we are looking to increase our growth at the 70th percentile, and we're trying to hit the state's expectation that we have 39% of our students meeting or exceeding. We're looking to have 13 opportunities for parents to come in. So for all of our Sauk Eagle parents watching, make sure when you come to open house on September 4th, you sign up. And we are also looking to decrease our chronic attendance. We know, like they said at the square, that we need students in school every day because when they are there, they are learning, and when they are not, they are missing out. And so those are the changes that are going to be happening at Sauk, and we are looking forward to a wonderful year, and we are going to be soaring to excellence.
Thank you, Mrs. Hughes and Mrs. Gonzalez.